Hi friends, Kelly here. Welcome back to my channel. Today's project is going to be a bit of a mass make, and I'm going to be making these. I talked about these in my last video where I shared all my favorite papers and paper-like substrates. Is that the right word? I sound fancy. And I did a little bit of a haul. So if you are interested in that kind of stuff, you'll want to check that out. And at the end, I very quickly mentioned this project. And that's what I want to work on today. I'm going to make a couple more of these. I made this the other night. I had a lot of fun doing it. I want to make a bunch more. I cannot point you to where I got the inspiration from this. I tried to go back and figure it out. I cannot remember. I'm kind of thinking it was Tony from Crafty by Tony, but I honestly can't remember. I saw it on Pinterest, and it was one of those things where I clicked on a thing that led me to a thing, led me to a thing. I was way down the rabbit hole. But the one I had seen, I know had a lot of the same aspects. It was turned like this. It had a slide pocket, I think, and it had something sticking in it, like a photo. And so that's what intrigued me and why I decided to make these, this project. I really was intrigued by the hole reinforcers. They'll have 3 holes on the bottom, so some sort of hole reinforcer kind of dealy bob. And this idea of a little pocket that you can tuck something in and out of. And then the rest of it kind of all just came together because I was like, well, what's the background going to look like? And I love this, so I want to make more. So I've already gone ahead and prepped out some supplies. I have some slides that I die cut. I have a video, or I have a video coming, can't quite recall, where I talk about how you can make, yes, I do have a video, and it wasn't even that long ago. Come on, Kel. Where I talk about how you can make your own slides or something similar. It is in the junk journal playlist, which is always linked below. I don't even have an example, but what I used and why I even have this is my photo slides volume 1, which I actually am using for this project a bit as well. This little kit was designed because I had so much fun making these little photo slides, and I'm pretty sure in that I talk about how you can make your own photo slides. Okay, anyway, so I'm going to be using this today. I have a bunch of other stuff on my desk, so let me try to get that back where I had it. I got a mess over here. Okay, so for this project, I'm going to use the photo slides, but you could use any little paper to make a pocket. I went through my field notes kit and pulled out some cute little bits and pieces because I kind of want to go the field notes route with one exception. So I already pre-cut a bunch of stuff here, so I'm ready to go. This little box I got from Target. Right now, as of filming, they have these in their dollar spot, so all kinds of different versions. I'm a sucker for boxes and organization. It's kind of out of control. This is also from Target currently. I also did some die cutting with this craft paper because I had so much of it on my desk, and I made all kinds of other little bits and pieces. I shared this in my last video. I tried to make my own like little Tim Holtz has a product, I can't think what they're called, something chips, stencil chips maybe, I don't know. So I tried to make my own, which I relatively speaking succeeded at. My silhouette didn't cut it all the way through, so in my tried to show it, it didn't quite work. And then I realized I'm out of this paper. I used the last of it, so I just need to get more craft paper, and I really wanted to use some for this project, so I wanted it to all be the same color. Not gonna happen. But I'm kind of toying around with the idea of making that a digital for you guys, so you could, you know, make your own stencil chip card thingies. But I have punched out a whole bunch of other little bits and pieces and played around with making some fun little, you know, cards. I have a die set that's letters. I don't have numbers, so that I made these just to test it out. The A didn't work quite as well because I forgot about the little innie piece. That's why stencils work out so much better because everything stays connected. Okay, so I have little bits and pieces here that I'll play with. Let's see, what else do I have? I have a little bit of hardware, mostly just the brads, some eyelets maybe. I grabbed out some washi tape, but don't know if I'll use it. I have all my other washi tape nearby. I don't know why I'm giving you guys all a supply list. That's not usually what I do. But I did some pre-work, so I guess that's why I want to explain where this all came from. I cut some craft paper so that I could make some tags, and I have a couple of different sizes. I made this one yesterday. No, I didn't do this yesterday. 2 days ago. Doesn't matter. When I started it, I punched the holes, but I eyeballed it, and you can see they're like, that's not what I want. So I'm going to figure out something else to do with that one. I'll show you how I actually got them in a straight line. My little box of little itty bitty snippets. Most of these are the Tim Holtz snippets and other random things. My little photo card things. I used these 2 die sets, the Tim Holtz, I think they're chapter 3, 665930 and 665926. I used the little tags here, the star. I even punched one of these out because I've never done that. And I have it here. For some reason I thought the round part would come out, which I'm glad it doesn't. So I putzed with that, just cut it. Not going to use that today, but I probably ought to soon. And this one I cut out a few of the little labels. What else did I do? The slide, this little tab. For the first one I made, I actually cut out the word filed. I don't know if I love that. I really struggle with using those, so I don't know if I'm going to do that. Plus I don't want to get my die cutting machine out. It's kind of a pain. Okay, so let me chuck those on the floor. And then these are essential because they're fantastic. These are Margaret's vintage photo frames. Her Ko-Fi site, you can find that. That's linked below. Should be. Printed on clear sticker paper. I talked a lot about this in my last video about the sticker paper I use. And I have a whole pile of those. So those are key to this project for me. I love it. And then some boo-boo tape. I have Margaret's, this I cut out on my silhouette. I talked a little bit about that. And I also have some from the First Love Club. I don't think they have this available anymore. But I have quite a few sheets because they love me. And Corey sent me a few extras one time to play with. So I have all of these. These are great because you can kind of cut them down. And then, of course, you know, the Tim Holtz cello tape. Any of those would work. You don't have to have it. Oh, here. These are from Louisa. I hope I'm saying her name right. I'm pretty sure I am. Louisa Heinzel, her Etsy shop. I think they're called Funny Focal Points. I was looking for something else. I came across these, which normally would not be something I'd go towards. But I saw this squirrel and these raccoons, and I was like, yes. And then they're just funny. They're like, this is like a duck in a full, you know, get up. This guy, it's just adorable. So I want to make one funny one with that. And this raccoon, I'm actually going to try to make. I'm not going to do that with you guys, but I'll show you if I ever end up making it. It's my best friend's birthday next week, and this little guy's drinking a cocktail, I think. And it's funny and adorable. So I want to make a card with that. So that's why I have that. Some moths. Again, Louisa Heinzel. 2 different kits of hers. And I printed out this from the ID card oddity. I think I said that right. I want to use one of these guys. Probably that guy. It's kind of interesting. And then more of Margaret's vintage photo frames. Okay, so that's all the fun stuff I'm going to be using. And I'll just kind of tuck it over here. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is make 1 or 2 with you guys. We'll see how long this takes. And then if I make any more, I'm just going to speed you up. If you want to see more, I'm just going to do maybe some music and fast forward. And so you can just kind of see the process, because you won't really need me to explain what I'm doing because I'll have already done that. So that's my thought process today. I'm going to try that out. I don't usually do that, but I thought it'd be worth a try. So let me get caffeinated here. And let's get going. Okay, so elements to this are some stamping in the background, a background focal point, which is this moth. Let me take this out. This moth with one of those vintage photo frame things over it. The moth is actually in a transparency, so I'm gonna try to do that again. Over here, just a little focal point, a bug, little, you know, some labels, things like that, a brad. Simple. hole reinforcers. The hole reinforcers, I bought a whole pack. I sat down one day and inked them and did a little stamping to try that out. So that's what I have. I have like 100,000 more. So I'll be using those till, you know, cows come home. And then my little photo slide, I did this one. This one is kind of intended for field notes folio project that I have started. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay. So stamps, lots of stamps. All right. So I am going to go ahead and get started. And real simple. Let's see, this one's not as wide. Oh, it is. Yeah, they're about the same inch. So this is about 3 inches by whatever this is. I didn't really measure per se. I just kind of went for it. I think I want to go more like that. Yeah, I'm not using any fancy tool to make these. I'm not even getting out a template. I'm just eyeballing it, and then you mirror your thing on the other side. Here's the problem. Every time I do this, I look at this and I'm like, oh, I hate that. So I always end up doing this. I come in and I shorten it because I'm really bad at making tags. And that's that. It's simple. It's a little wonky, maybe not even. Don't care. All right. So then I want my slide to be, create a pocket, and I want to be able to see what's behind it. And maybe I will flip this one. No, I like it this way. I'm going to do it this way. So I'm just going to go with the same recipe. I kind of off-centered it maybe. I mean, I'll probably change it by the time I actually get to gluing anything down. But I also, because I wanted to utilize as much as I could of this paper, cut out another one. This was together. And when I got to this end, I realized I didn't have enough. So I altered it so that it would be just kind of more like that. And the same, it can essentially do the same thing, is create a pocket. So you don't need it to be, you know, the double, but I do like kind of the dimension it gives. So I'm going to go for that. All right. So it'll look kind of like that. And then I'm going to do some, I need to do some inking, distressing, stamping. So let me go ahead and get everything inked up. I might just go ahead and ink a whole bunch of stuff, get them all cut, and then we'll get to stamping and playing. All right, so we'll be right back. All right, I have my bases ready to go, except for this one. I haven't done this one yet because I wanted to try something out, and I thought I would finish this one up with you guys. So I'm going to ink this one in here just in a moment, but I wanted to just share kind of how I got to where I am at now. So I have my take bases. I decided I'm going to do 4. I don't know if I'm going to do all 4 right now with you, or if you'll see some fast forward, but either way, I'm going to do 4. So I have 3 that are all still the same size as this first one. And then I had a longer strip, so I did this. Oh, excuse me. Oh, my husband just texted me. He's golfing for Father's Day, and he just texted me to let me know that he'll be home in time for us to go to church. So it looks like I'll be taking a break and getting ready for church, which is good. It's Father's Day when I'm filming this, so he gets to decide what we do today, and we're going to church, which is a good thing. I was kind of like, oh, maybe we skip, but no, go to church. Okay, anyway, so this one I wanted to talk through just for a moment. I wanted to give it, I think this is the one that the squirrel is going to go on. I wanted to give it some more interest, so I took a few tools I have on hand. If you don't have this, don't worry about it. I have this goofy thing I've had for years by Cutterbee, but it's just a perforator blade thingy. You can get those pretty cheap. Your typical dollar store style hand punch, a little cutting mat, and all I did was use this to punch a hole. And then I was like, oh, I should have done this differently. So here's what I would have done differently. First, I would have taken a ruler and I would have measured and marked out on either side. Then I would try to punch as evenly as I can, because if you look, you'll see this one's a little higher than this one. Not gonna worry about that. And then I just ran the perforator across it. So yeah, that's how I made that one. And then, let's see, for my slides, I got a little carried away on my distressing. I want to try having this bottom open, and I might even distress it a bit more to see if I can get the this thing to kind of like poke through. So I might do a little bit more on that one. A lot of bent edges. I'm going to try to use just this one single one. And this one I just went to town on, and I actually even ripped it apart because it's all going to get glued down. Oh, sorry about that. I keep forgetting to mute my phone. So yeah, that's kind of how I distressed everything, how I got to where I'm at. And then I was like, I wonder what would happen if I just crumpled it and inked the whole thing. So that's what I'm going to do. And now it's kind of bendy and lost a little bit of its integrity on stiffness, but I'm going to be covering it with a whole bunch of stuff, so I'm not too worried. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if I want to use vintage photo ink or oxide. I think I'm going to go oxide on this. I did ink on the others. I think I'm going to go oxide. Am I? Let's flip it over and test it out. Okay, that's oxide. What's the ink going to look like? I just put my dauber thingy. I think I'm going to go oxide. I want it to be a little bit subtle. I can always come back in with the vintage photo ink if I'm like, that's not enough. So I'm just going to cover the whole thing. Actually, I'm going to use the vintage photo ink because I'm going to do the edges with that. There. Kind of accentuate the wrinkles. Okay, then I do need to come back in and ink it with this around the edges. Okay, so I got my bases. Yeah, see how flimsy that is? I can't help myself. Some of it's going to get covered, so it doesn't matter. All right, now for stamping, I'm going to keep this nearby. Let's see, what time is it? It's 10 o'clock. I could probably go for another 10 minutes, and then I should probably get myself ready. Okay, I'm going to use walnut stain. I did that on the previous one. Kind of liked that. And then just go into town on some stamping. So get out your favorite stamps and have some fun. I'm going to talk about this one here for a moment. And then, let's see, because these are going to be, this one's going to be field notesy. I get out my favorite field notes-y ones and go with that guy. Okay, let me make some room here. Ooh, I forgot about that guy. I wonder if I should do... I'm going to leave this out so I don't forget I have it. Okay, some stamps. Get these out of the way. I wanted to talk about the stamp set here. This is one of the stamp sets I bought a while back, kind of basically when I started this junk journaling journey. It's a cheapie from Amazon. I don't even remember. I'd say I don't remember the brand, but is it a brand? I don't know. The Thief? I don't know. But what I did is, so I have this ticket one, and I didn't pay very much for it. I think I got it in a set of like 3 or 4. And I love having the bits and pieces to stamp on things, but I don't necessarily want them as tickets. I just want them as like blocks of text. Like you can see that right here. I have one over here. So when I was making something the other day, I can't remember what I was working on. I got kind of frustrated because I'd already kind of cut them apart, a few of them. And then I just realized, just get rid of these borders. So here's what I did. I cut them apart. You see how this is like a ticket shape? Well, yeah, they feel gross. Now it doesn't have the ticket shape. It's just this little block of text. And I did that on all of them. I got rid of the block around it because I'm never going to use them as tickets. I have plenty of actual ticket ephemera if I need a ticket. What I am going to use them is like just stamping random bits and pieces. So that's what I have done. And like this one here, it says 1D Special Child OK8109. I'm probably never going to use a stamp because of the special child part. I don't do a lot with children things, but I will use this 1D and I will use this number bit. So I just hacked it apart and I kept it because maybe someday I want to use the word special child, but probably not. So I just cut it apart. So make your stamps work for you. I say that all the time. I am a huge supporter of chopping them apart. Make it work for you. Yeah, okay, so that is what I'm gonna use. I think stamping on this one's gonna be a little challenging, so we'll start with a nice basic one. I'm gonna go ahead and get this guy out. All right, so might as well go ahead and start with one of these. So I'm gonna use, I need blocks, lots of blocks. Ah! So sorry. That went flying, and now I'm under my desk and I've lost it. Boo! I'm coming back, I swear. Okay, oh, found it. Adventures with Kelly. Okay. That was exciting. Hey, it happens, right? Okay, this one. And I probably didn't even get a big enough block. Okay, let's not throw this one across the room. All right, sleeves up. Well, let's go. Oh, I just totally put that on crooked. There. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this whole big thing right on the side, kind of off like that. Perfect. And then let's see, maybe one more of these. Let's get this out of the way, shall we? Oh, and I used some big numbers. I'm gonna pull those out because that was cool. I liked that. Okay. I don't want it upside down. Thank you. So I'm gonna do it right here. Looks like I'm going for a full coverall here on my stamping, which will be fine. And then big numbers. Okay, so grab yourself a stamp set that has some big numbers. I happen to have this one. I like this font, so I'm going to use that. That's what I did here. Again, I'm kind of following the same recipe, just some big numbers. So I'm going to go with, I like odd numbers, so I'm going to do 5, 9, 3. Okay, so I'm going to do the 3. Which way does that go? This way. Okay. Same area. Kind of liked that. It's funny because when I made this one the other night, I got the numbers down and then I started to get ready to do all of my layering. And if you remember, this is what I'm going to layer with. And all of a sudden my brain was like, oh, you did all that stamping. You're going to cover up the beautiful numbers. And then I remembered that this is on white backing paper. It's actually a clear sticker. And so I was like, oh, wait, it's fine. It's fine. Trust the process. Trust the process. Okay, what did I say I was going to do? A 9 next? It doesn't matter. It's a random made up number. Do whatever you want. Okay, there. And then the 5. I picked this walnut stain because I feel like this is a warmer brown and I kind of want this to be a little warmer. All right, so I got some numbers. Where'd that go? Keep that handy because I'm going to use it again. I like that number set a lot. I don't use this for much other than that. Here and there, maybe something. I can tell I've used it for Christmas because if it's red, I used it at Christmas. All right, so I'm going to use my splatter stamp there in a bit. Get these out of the way. Let's go with this book collect. What is happening here? Kind of a mess right now. Let's go over on the side. Yeah. And then I have to fill some of this in because a lot of it will be visible. Well, depends on what I put for another focal point in the background. I did a round thing on the other one. I liked that. So let's do this one. I did that in red. I'm going to do that again. I liked that. So I think I'm going to need to get out, well, I know I'm going to need to get out Wild Honey and then whatever this red is, closest one. Crackling Campfire. You win. All right. Let's go here this time. And Should I do shipment collect? I don't know what's going on this, but I think it's going to be a bug or something. Apparently I cut shipment and collect apart. That's okay. I don't really want it in the middle. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do collect first, so they line up. Put collect here. Ooh, that looks good. And then, where do you go? There. Don't do the red. Shipment collect. Okay. And let's see, what else? It's going to need something in the middle here. Ah, I know. I also have another set that I cut apart. Where is it? It is here. This is the, I don't know what it's called, but it came with a stencil. I've talked about these in the past. Here's another one I cut apart. This little, let's see here. I've talked about this before. This specimen one here, I have one here, so I don't really need a second one in the exact same way. So again, I cut it apart. I cut the border off, cut the text out, and I cut the word specimen apart so that I can use them independently in ways that work better for my projects, which is awesome. Okay, now I'm getting there. What else? Should I put a random bug in the background? No, because that's going to conflict with whatever is going to be the moth or whatever I put on there. Okay, let's do a quick number. I already have a number, but I'm doing another one right there. I did not cover the other one completely in stamping, but apparently I am this one. Trying something new. This is one of those awesome opportunities to play. Just get out your stamps, get out your stuff, and have a good time playing with different things and figuring out what you like. I don't like what I have going on here, so I need to get creative here. A big 3? Kind of weird. Is it? Let's do it. Why not? It's not that big of a deal. Do whatever you want. Try something new. I'm going to try this. That is cool. Okay. We're getting there. I don't know if I'm going to put something there. I might leave that open. I don't know yet. A pointy finger would have been cool. But again, I don't really want it to conflict too much with whatever goes on top of it. So, what to put there? What am I gonna do? This one? Do I want another numbery thing? Ooh, this is a good one. Will this fit? It's gonna leave me a gap, but I have an idea. I could put my little pointy finger in there. A lot of 3s on this one here. It's all right. Okay. We're getting there. Ooh. I love doing this. Putting this in 3s. 3, 4, 5. There's no 6. What? Okay, so it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Okay. I never noticed that before. It's kind of weird. Let's do it in red. We'll go that one. And that one. I really did not intend to just cover this whole thing, but it's working out just fine. Stars. Let's put in some stars in red. I was going to do pointy finger, but now I'm doing stars. Oh, that's cool. This could be its own project all on its own. Just have a good time stamping. Yes. Claim check. Not in red. I think we're done with the red. There we go. Okay. What's going there? It's got to have something. Otherwise, it'll just be weird. There's got to be something on tidbits. Let's see what we got. Order, book number, classification. Just a bunch of numbers. Not you. Okay, let's try that one. then, well, I guess this one wants to play too. And you're going on there too. Oop, that ain't gonna work. That hole reinforcer will be there at some point, so it will cover it up. All right, it's time for the pointy finger. Where is the pointy finger? Here it is. So this is my registered set. You can find that on my Etsy site, which is linked below. And we'll go like that. That turned out so fun. I love this. Okay, so here's what I love about this color on this paper is that it starts out really bold and then it fades into the back and it changes a little. So it's not as like, pah. All right, so stamping, check. And let's throw some of these in there. Just a few spots, splatters here and there. Go for it, go for it, go for it. Okay, that should be good enough. That out of the way. All right, stamping, check. See why I'm not gonna make you watch me make 4 of these? That took me, what, almost 20 minutes? Totally worth it though. Okay, next I want to figure out which one of these I'm using. I want the one with the little hole I made in the bottom. Yeah, that's gonna go there. Why does it look like I didn't ink this one? Because I didn't. Okay, let's fix that. If I did, I didn't do a very good job. Yeah, there's no way I inked that. It melted into the paper. Completely possible. Okay, that looks better. All right. What's going in there? Let's grab this little box of stuff. I think I'm good with you now. Okay, so you're gonna be there. Oh, that's so fun. All right, so then I want like a little something in the background. I don't know if I want anything to go off the edge. Okay, that could work. Let's figure out our focal point. I have all of these moths. It's gonna be that one. I'm just gonna cut these apart. I don't think I'm gonna use the tiny ones right now. Okay, this one. So I like this one because it's a little bit more long. These scissors ain't gonna work. Oh, I got too many scissors over there. All right, so I don't have to be super particular around it, but I do know from my last one that the clear sticker over this, you are gonna have this little bit of a bump up and it kind of shows. So I'm wondering if like taking a stylus over that will kind of push the edges down, or will it define it more? I don't really know. Guess we'll find out, because maybe I'll try it. Oh, don't lose your antenna, dude. Okay. I can hear Lily upstairs. Her bedroom's above my office, and she's singing to herself while she plays Legos. It's so cute. The little girl is so creative. I couldn't be more proud. Both my kids are very creative. They do stuff that I just couldn't even imagine at that age. Lily, for her Father's Day gifts for all of her uncles and her grandpas and her dad. Oh, that is so good. She has made with air dry clay these little like, you know the like claymation that's from very old. There's like it was like Oh No Bill or something like that, where it's like a little clay guy and he gets squashed or has accidents or gets run over. She doesn't know what that is, but that's what it looks like to me. She made these like people. They're all supposed to be the guys that she, you know, her uncles, her dad, grandpas, all that. She made them like that style, and they're doing the cutest things. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull out a few little bits here. like the one she made for, and they all represent them somehow. So like her Uncle Cordell, he is notorious when we've been on vacation the last couple of years for making amazing sandcastles with his daughter and my daughter that are the same age. So she just loves Uncle Cordell's sandcastles. So she made him making a sandcastle. It's so freaking cute. And then she made, this is what I'm looking for, her grandpa, one grandpa giving her a big, they're giving each other a big hug. So that's cute. Her dad is, what does she do with Jeff? He is, what is he doing? He's throwing a softball, which is funny because that's Gwen's thing. He's holding a stuffy. I don't know why. That's Lily's thing apparently. And it's got this whole big heart behind it. And it says, "You are the best." And it's so stinky cute. Her Uncle Pat, she made him golfing. Little golfer. And then she's still got to do one more for my dad, her Grandpa Kevin. I don't know what she's going to do yet. I'm a little nervous to see what she comes up with, her little brain, what she thinks. That's so my dad lives with us, so she could go any direction with that one. Okay. I also wanted to use one of these. I was kind of thinking this might be too much. This might be better for our squirrel friend. Maybe I'll come back to that one. Let's see. The other thing I did was a little tab. I could use like a little thing. I think with the stamping, I got a lot going on. Okay, got some little tiny bits. I think I'm going to do this. Okay, let's go back and see what we did here. So that kind of, okay. All right, so this is going to look like this. You're going to go there. I think I need one more thing, maybe. Kind of want something rectangular. What was this big one? Filed. That might be too big. That is cool though. If I do that and that, you know, do you kind of know what it says? You kind of know what it says, right? We do that, and then let's just test it with this. And then it'll have a little picture. Yeah, no, I don't. I like this, but I don't like this. Should do a bug. Go with another bug. And that'll be over it. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, let's do that. Okay, this is clearly from a different project because it's already inked and everything. So then I need to distress this one, and then I think I'll add a stamp to this blank area up here. The other one I ripped, but I already have something ripped on there, so I don't really want to do another rippy thing. I'll just distress it a lot. Maybe I'll bend the corner down, or I don't know, really just get in there. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Do I want to go tea dye? Nah, let's keep it all dark. Nah. Okay, let's go with this. Check the time. Yep, I gotta get moving. All right, I'm thinking, I can't handle not distressing it in some way. I don't like it clean edges. Bugs me. And I don't know which one I'm gonna use, so I'm just gonna get them all prepped and ready. Am I gonna cut that off? Nah, I'll leave it. Give it a little bend. Okay. And then I need a card, a little photo card. It's gonna be that one or that one. I guess I need to figure out how I'm gonna use these side ones. They could still go in that way. It doesn't really matter. I think I'll use this one. Don't know how to do this. I could get my tweezers out, but that seems like a lot of work. Okay, I'm not gonna use this one yet. Put that one away. I don't know. I'm not using all of these, but if you're gonna do one, you might as well do a bunch. Hello? What's going on here? Oh my gosh, I'm getting hot. Okay, and then finally, this tag, which you don't need the die cut to make little tags. You could just, use a corner rounder. Just make them, like that shape. You know what I mean. Okay. Oops. These are ready. Then let's see, what else do I need? I need to figure out the clear sticker frame thing I'm going to use. Well, I bent it, better accentuate it. And finally this one. And this one. Ugh. It wouldn't be the first time I go to church. It's ink all over my hands, looking like a crazy person. All right. Okay, so this card, get this ready. And then once these are all kind of inked and ready to go, it's pretty fast putting it all together. So this is why this can be a total mass make, because you can make a lot in a sitting. Taking me a little longer right now because I'm talking as I go and explaining, but if you're just sitting and doing, it goes much faster. Where is tea dye? I just want to take some of that white off of this photo. Get everybody out of the way. So I'm actually going to do it with tea dye. Antique linen also works, but this one I want to do tea dye. There we go. I got a mess going here. I wouldn't be crafting if there was not a mess, right? Right. Get that out of the way. Ta-da! What's happening here? Okay, get everything out of the way. All right, tab. Now, on this one, I cut the word filed out. I'm not gonna do that this time. I'm just gonna stamp it. And I'm probably gonna use red because I like it. Let's do word collect on this one. I don't know why, but that's what we're going with. And then, oh, will it fit? Just barely, and it's crooked. That's all right. Collect, and then I want to put something on this thing. You know what? I wanted to open that up more. Let's really open it up. There. Okay. What are we gonna put on there? Classified? No. Attention, received, closed, record, certified. I want to just put, what I liked on the silver one is like the big figure number, which is another stamp I hacked apart. It's from this set, and this was all one piece. I took it apart because I don't always want all three. All right, you go over there. How are we doing? Need to wrap this up. There we go. Okay. And then I did a little number. I think I'll do that again. Let's do this one here. A little extra bit with a letter. Okay, 8109. Go right there. Perfect. All right. Now this gets attached. Ugh. Like this. So I want to be able to pull the card out. I'm going to move it over this way this time. Covering up some of that lovely stuff, but that's all right. Then I better close this up. I got a new pin, which I'm pretty happy about because I bought a new bottle of glue. Okay, this, stamp, something on there. Let's go with registered and red. More red? Yeah, more red. I like red on there. Okay, this specimen has been registered. Oh, that looks so cool. It's like magic. I don't know why I get so excited every time. Okay. What else? Do I have all my components? Am I ready to glue? Yes, I am. I believe I am. All right, so we need to do some layering here. So this, how is this gonna look here? I almost don't want to cover the bug up now. And the word, it's okay, doesn't matter. Was I gonna go this way, or was I gonna do it like this? I don't remember. Yeah, I don't like that. I like it better like this. And then I want the moth over the bug. Yeah, okay. So the bug goes down first. A little bit of glue. See, all this beautiful stamping is gonna get covered up. If I do it like that, maybe not. Okay. Who was that and what do they want? Wait. This way. I don't want it to be a line here, so I'm just gonna go like that. Sorry, that was loud. Where'd my moth go? Okay, let's pick a frame. I have a bunch already cut, but I also printed a bunch more, so I might as well be choosy because I have them all. Yes. Okay, too big. Too big. Much too big. That one could be cool. Let's keep that out. Nope. Too big. Ugh, sticker paper stinks. I don't like it. That one could be cool. Are they, they're kind of the same. Where's the moth? Let's check the moth. Okay. Okay, so a moth could go on that one, or the moth could go on, ooh, I like that. Let's use that one. So later when I'm just sitting and watching YouTube and catching up, I will cut all of these apart because that's much more efficient to have them all ready to go, like this little pile over here. But I don't want to take the time to do that because I'm on borrowed crafty time as it is. Scissors. All right, so the beauty about these is they're already grungy. You don't need to do anything to them. Don't even need to ink them. You just use them. They're great. Because that I have it on white sticker paper or backing, I looked at it and I'm like, oh, I want to get rid of that white. And my brain cannot process that it will be rid of because I'm going to peel the white paper off. And then it'll just show whatever's underneath it. You know what I mean? I don't know why it's so hard for my brain. Okay, so here's what I discovered when I was getting this ready for the other one, is to just peel it all the way down. And then, does this have a right side and a wrong side? Yeah. So what I did was I peeled it down, figured out where I wanted my moth to go. Just gonna be right about there. And then it's stuck down. Done. All right, now you're gonna go, oh my gosh. Oh, I'm gonna cover up the 3. Ah, that's okay. This is so cool. There. Oops, got a bit of a wrinkle. Okay, so this is what I was saying with this, take a stylus and then like kind of go around the edges. Ugh, I hate that noise. Sorry if you do too. Can't even tell where the edges are on this one. There. I don't know if that actually mattered, but it was worth a try. Okay, got that done. So cool. All right, let's get this guy done. So first I want to glue these sides together to create the pocket. And like that. Then I took something, which I'm going to use this craft stick thingy, just to make sure it's actually not squeezed. I didn't squeeze the glue too much, so I can actually get in there. Because again, I want to slide my little photo in there. Okay. So then that's gonna go here. Oh, I forgot to do the whole reinforcey thingy. Let's do that real quick before I get this slide glued down. All right, here's how I'm gonna do this. Pencil, I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. I'll go right about there. And I'm just gonna do a pencil mark. And I'm gonna go, let's see, I'm gonna measure. Are they back from golfing already? Might be. All right then. Okay, so I want to, sorry, this is off. Well, let's do it this way. This is 3 inches, so I'm gonna go at 1.5, and then I'm gonna go in by 1/4 and 1/4. Hope I can actually see what I just did. Oh, they are back from golfing. I better finish up. Okay, there, there, there. Close enough. All right. Hole reinforcers. I'm gonna use this one. Like that. I guess it's going over that. And this one. And this one. These would be maybe a little better if they were a little darker or matched the, you know, like ink I already used, but that's okay. Oh, no. There. Okay, I can ink them a little bit more. There. All right, now let's get this down. And then I have to add a brad and then I'm done. All right, so this whole thing is getting glued down. And we're gonna go right there. Okay. Make sure it's pressed down. And then the last thing will be the brad, and that'll be that. So I think what I'm gonna do is just do one with you guys because that took me longer than I thought it would, which is typical. And then I can fast forward up the rest of them, but I will have to do that later today because I need to go here with my family, do some stuff. All right, let's get this in here. Go right there. Card. Oh, she gave him the gift. I wanted to be there when she did it. Okay, card goes there. And then last but not least, we need just a few little tags and little bits and pieces. So I'm gonna go with that one. That actually I think is talking about a mushroom. That's all right. And then this one. It's gonna go here. All right. And I feel like I'm speed crafting now. I gotta get ready for church. Brad. Okay, last thing is the brad. And I'm gonna use this one here. Battery's gonna die, camera's gonna overheat. Magic is my hammer. There we go. All right. So I am going to take a break and then I'll come back and I'll make a bunch more and I'm going to fast forward you guys. So if you want to see more, stick around for that. Otherwise, if you have seen enough and you want to go make your own, go do that. And thanks for watching and give me a thumbs up and stay tuned for some fast forward and fun, relaxing creating. Bye, friends. Well, not really bye. Stick around to the end, but in case you're not, I wanted to be kind and say goodbye. All right, I'll be back.